Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a new third quarter, July, August, September reading for you during the full moon in Capricorn. So those energies are current by the time you're receiving this energy, and you may be reviewing the new moon in Capricorn in mid-January, early January, somewhere in there, where you were sorting out your priorities, trying to pull something together, get your act together, move forward on something that you had determined was important to you, an important achievement. And at this particular moment, the full moon in Capricorn is talking about what we're prioritizing, what we've determined is essential, and what we're committing to as a result of that process. So, of course, Saturn is both not only the ruler of Capricorn, but it is in Aries in this moment. So the traditional attributes of Saturn, the task maker, our responsibility, our desire to achieve, to create, stabilize, and build something in the world that will last, is now in Aries, the sign of building something new, rebuilding something, or creating something that comes out of our experience and the necessity of the times. So I'm going to start with July. And in the beginning of July, the Six of Pentacles is describing the way that things are working out for you. You're really practicing this idea of negotiation, making agreements in your relationship. This represents a real growth in which you recognize that for every action you create, there is a consequence, but that you can manage that. You can communicate that and negotiate it by being clear about what you want, but understanding that from that point, you are willing to compromise. This is the art of balancing giving and receiving. You may have a role in distributing some kind of resource to others. That can be as a result of the work you do or the role you hold in a community effort or project. But this is about really accepting not just your worth, but recognizing that you are worthy of your value, that you're worthy of support and for adequate compensation, demanding what you're worth because you know your value. And you respect the value of others as well. So these relationships and agreements can always be renegotiated as things change. And that's the beauty of this newer sense of your own capacity here. The Emperor, towards the end of July, is showing this. It goes with this energy of balancing, giving, and receiving. This is like not trying to control the things you can't control. The Emperor is all about self-control, controlling not only your own emotions, but your own actions, your own efforts. And in so doing that, you are building things, desiring things, working towards achievement or success based on experience, not on an ideal construct of what the world is like. This is releasing control of that, knowing time is wasted, energy is wasted in trying to control outcomes. Instead, you control where you put your energy in order to achieve something. And it's often on behalf of others as well. So I'm going to clarify the month of July with 3 cards. And the Ace of Swords, the Fool card, and the 7 of Swords. So right smack dab in the beginning is the realization, the illumination, the revelation of your own truth, your own desire to explore the world, your own faith in your ability to navigate a new adventure. And this is stunning. This is beautiful. This talks about the faith that you have built up within yourself, and in part as the result of your ever maturing relationships with others, to explore what you want, being on an adventure and being comfortable enough, having enough faith in yourself to know you can overcome whatever comes your way, so that you don't need to know exactly what's going to happen at every moment. And this is a bit of a stretch for Taurians who like things to be secure, nailed down, to plan for any eventuality, to get into the details of an adventure or an experience. But this signals something different, that you want to grow, you want to learn new things, you want to explore new ideas. After all, the world is changing. And what you encounter along the way is a test of your sense of ownership of your own life, your sense of taking responsibility for your reality. And that is no longer seeking validation in what others say. This is not only looking to be affirmed by others, but it's also investing in what others think in a way that overshadows what you know to be true for you. This is a lot of growth in here. So I feel like this is not something, of course, that happened in the month of July. It didn't happen just before. These timelines are artificial to give us some framework to talk about it. This is likely a long journey, a healing journey that is culminating in this fresh approach, this ability for you to look at things from a new angle. And you tend to be comfort bound, stable, concerned with stability and security, with protection. And this shows that there's another side of you, a side of you that is curious, that's open, that wants to learn about things that you have not been exposed to, and that quite likely these folks that are telling you it's not for you, you'll never do that, forget it, you don't know enough, you're not smart enough, you don't care what they think. They don't know anything about what you're doing either. So they're not authorities, you're the authority here. You know what's right for you. I love this energy. In August, in the beginning of August, the Six of Swords describes a way that I feel like you're taking a trip. This is the traditional vacation month in the Northern Hemisphere. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this is the depth of winter, the middle of winter, towards the end. And in the Northern Hemisphere, a lot of people not only take vacations, but a lot of businesses might sort of shut down. It's in some cultures a kind of social vacation as well. Depending on where you're going, it can be the most popular time to take a vacation. So be prepared to run into crowds. I don't think that's what you're going for here. I think depending on your destination, you are really looking for something that is more restorative, more peaceful, time on the beach, time in maybe taking a course somewhere in another location from your home that is a combination school and vacation. That sounds beautiful to me. But this is really, you're restoring yourself. You're really getting over some things, recognizing that where you're currently at is not necessarily the only place for you, that there may be opportunities unimagined in other locations where you can not only find some peace, some rest, but you can also understand better the difficulties you have been through. In the end of August, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, I'm sorry. The Nine of Wands describes your determination to achieve something. This is something perhaps that you set off for, or you began, or began to see as a possibility for you in the early summertime in July. It did not start there because whatever it is you want to achieve, this is creative. This is something you have thrown your whole body into. In the past, your whole intention has gone into achieving something, and your determination is rich. However, you've done this before, and you have an experience of being burned, being taken advantage of, not quite getting to your goals, being betrayed by others. And what it is you're creating still has room for others. But because of your experiences, you may be a little bit mistrustful in the environment. So I'm seeing here you go somewhere, you arrive, and you may have a little difficulty relaxing and trusting the environment, depending on what that environment is. It feels very purposeful, very intentional, like there's something to be gained, there's growth. This may, again, be a school, a class, a course that you take at a distance. So I'm going to clarify this with the 10 of Wands, the Moon card, and one more, please. The Emperor again, right? Love these repeat cards. You've been carrying a lot of responsibility. Whether you are the head of a household, the leader of a family, the leader of a team, there's just a lot of burden that you've been carrying for a long time. And that is in part why this need for some kind of restorative recovery. And this has been something that's been going on for a long time. The acknowledgement that it's time to recover, the identification of something that is not helpful or supportive in your life, whether that's a habit, a substance, a relationship, you are willing to do the hard work to understand it better, to face the consequences of this. And this is involving some really deep emotions and perhaps some memories, some recall that is very triggering to you, that is difficult, but also helps you understand this level of hypervigilance that you experience, of guardedness, of not being trustful of others, where that comes from at a deeper level, and how that is preventing you from achieving something you're determined to achieve. However, with the Emperor here, again, you're taking responsibility for your reality. And if you don't like the reality you have, you are willing to take the steps to change it. And that really is a mindset. That really is saying, this is my life, and I can make it what I want it to be. There's a lot of maturity and a lot of experience in that statement. And there's also a sense that I own who I am and what I do, what my life experience is. There's no shame or guilt here. I'm exercising that. I'm a human being. I have nothing to be ashamed of or guilty for. But I'm dropping the baggage that has in the past triggered me with those emotions. In the month of September, the Ace of Wands shows a new beginning, a fresh new start, a refresh perhaps. And this feels like an opportunity to grow, to establish your growth in terms of your life or a goal you have. So what you're learning, you want to apply this. You are inspired and you are inspiring others. Towards the end of the month, the Knight of Swords. I like this. I feel like your curiosity is gradually peeled away and unleashed. You're taking steps to learn what you need to learn about this new path of growth for yourself. this new creative expression or aspect of a talent or gift that you have never felt yourself to be in the position to explore. And here you are hunting down opportunities to learn about this better, to be curious, to drop the assumptions about the way things are or the way people are. One of the big barriers against this open-ended approach that is yours right now. I feel like you're getting a lot of support for opening up to new ideas, making new friends, considering things that you wouldn't have considered in the past as a result of this deeper understanding of your own experiences that may have negatively prejudiced you against something that actually is revealing itself to be a positive opportunity for you. Going to clarify the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords with the High Priestess. The Eight of Wands. One more, please. Ooh, goodness. The Six of Pentacles. Another repeat. So the repeats are important to me because it emphasizes from all of these influences what is sticking, what is most important, what are you prioritizing. And your relationships with others is absolutely a priority for you. Healthy relationships, healthy exchanges, not only in love and money, but in terms of your values, understanding how to come to healthy agreements that allow you to occupy both sides of a spectrum, allow you to be a giver and a receiver, that allow you to understand the value in that and to equalize your relationships in a way that you feel like no one is controlling anyone else. That's important to you because what a strong personality you have. The Emperor is somebody that doesn't take any mess. And I think you know what I wanted to say. But also with the Moon and the High Priestess here is emphasizing your intuition and your experiences, your emotional experiences as a result of your past, your ability to reflect upon the past, to really look at the experiences of your life. This is helping. I believe there's some form of help, assistance, therapy, counseling that is helping you to develop a habit of reflection that is productive for you, that's helping you to bolster meditation or journaling or healthy habits that help you to get still within yourself. And that generates, how interesting, all these opportunities, all these connections, networking, new ideas, people inviting you to join them in their efforts. This is really a lot of energy in September that kind of kicks the ball open, keeps the ball rolling. There's also a way in which you are modeling positive behavior, healthy relationships for those who have made transitions in their lives. So this feels very much like a parenting opportunity or a grandparenting opportunity. You can also be on the other side of that. You can be a graduate really looking for that mentorship, that review of your past experiences that are culminating in new opportunities for you, and all the relationships that you're building as a result of pursuing some new growth, new inspiration, a new way to express yourself, and really recognizing that you're just starting out on the path here. The Fool is you taking your first steps, and the Knight of Swords is indicating your ability to learn all you can about this new effort. Taurus, I'm going to finish this reading with a crystal oracle, and I pulled Shungite, and the key word is discipline. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. That is the Fool all the way and the Emperor, right? This is powerful. Thank you so much, Taurus, for this lovely reading. I hope you resonated with it. And if you did, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Until next time, namaste.